Here's a little ditty for my favorite new card.
Maui Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, Maui Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, Maui Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do, Maui Shark. Evasive shark,
That's right, he's evasive too.
Evasive shark, do-do-do-do-do, evasive shark. Play a song, do-do-do-do-do, gain a lore, do-do-do-do-do, play a song,
And then get it right back.
gain a lore. Maui Shark, do-do-do-do-do, what a shark, do-do-do-do-do, Maui Shark, do-do-do-do-do, what a shark.
Well, I guess technically he's a half shark. Yuck.
There's an earworm for you,
Oh, a big earworm.
courtesy of the Goofster.
The Goofster just keeps dropping banger after banger.
I'm excited for that Maui Shark card as well.
It might be the card that I'm most excited for.
This might be the first time that we've aligned in that I think it's the card I'm most excited for as well.
Wow, the Azurite Sea brings us all together.
I can't wait for Azurite Sea. This is our Azurite Sea preview episode. That's going to be the main course tonight. We're talking about our most anticipated cards for whatever reason from the Azurite Sea.
So exciting. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Smorkana. I'm Katie,
And I'm Brett.
and this is our 40th episode.
Have you ever eaten a shark?
No, have you?
I have not ever eaten shark, no.
I wonder how it would taste.
I hear it's not very good.
I imagine it to be like swordfish.
Swordfish is good.
I know.
We need to discuss this because we are, of course, not just a Lorcana podcast, but a Disney/snack/Lorcana crossover podcast. And who knows, maybe there are some folks out there who like to snack on a little shark, and I just wanted to know.
I'm sure somebody does, but it's got to be pretty hard to hunt shark.
Hit us with your shark food-related info. We could really use it. We're deficient in that area of expertise.
Yeah, we've got sharks up here. Just send us your recipes.
What's going on in the world of Lorcana and you, Catherine?
What isn't going on in the world of Lorcana, Breton? You just did a tournament this last week.
We had the Eras tournament, a little play on the Taylor Swift Eras tour. It was discussed a couple of episodes ago. Basically, our friend Rob designed a format where you had to include 6 character cards from each of the major 7 eras of Disney animation. And then you could fill out the remainder of the 18 cards with anything you wanted with no color restrictions.
The deck you made was super fun. You sent me the deck list right before you went to the tournament. You'd made a couple changes. You were switching things around. It looked like it was a blast to play.
Effectively, it boiled down to putting a whole bunch of extremely powerful cards from across all different Disney eras into one deck. So being able to play with Maui and Rapunzel and Madame Mim Fox.
It's just crazy.
It was crazy. And Ursula, Deceiver of All. Like, it was wild. So I had, I maxed out on songs. I played 18 songs in addition to the 42 characters. Because I was just trying to do, the most powerful things I could. So I had, a single muses. I had some Deceiver of Alls in there. And tried to key off some of the song synergies. Being able to sing Friends on the Other Side with Cinderella Ballroom Sensation on turn 2 and also play an Ursula Deceiver, and then so that you can safely drop your Ursula Deceiver of All the next turn and then heal it with Rapunzel and then play a Maui. It was really, really crazy.
Yeah, that's so broken. That's why Lorcana's only 2 colors.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just insane.
Yeah, I named the deck Broken Song in
Yes.
Dreamborn.
Yes, that's what it is.
I did feel a little bit bad, though, because I think that this tournament encapsulated one of the problems you can have with Lorcana, which is this kind of divide between competitive, trying hard mode versus a more social, let's celebrate the game and play our favorite characters mode. Our local store was a little bit split. I'd say 2/3 of the players brought as good a deck as they could possibly bring, and then another third brought really just kind of fun theme decks.
I think that's something that happens a lot at Lorcana tournaments, right? Especially these kinds of palette cleanser deals where it feels like some people are really going for the silly meme deck, and some people are like, I'm going to build this deck because it's the best deck that's ever been built. And both are fun. It just is kind of it's like a difference of play style, right? Like some decks, if they're a deck that runs all poo, and it's just every card is Winnie the Pooh, and then there's a deck that's like, be prepared,
Ruby
Medusa.
Amethyst. This is Kendall Burdett's Ruby Amethyst list.
Yeah, it's tricky. I like the idea, though, of a silly theme like this. I think that a silly theme like the Eris tournament is a good step towards having those silly decks and trying to make the two sides come together in a little kumbaya, as it should be for Lorcana.
We were talking about ways to make it a little bit more of an even playing field next time. And a couple of ideas that I was thinking about were to make it a singleton format so that you can only have one copy of any given card, which would mean that the overall power level of the decks would decrease because the consistency decreases. And also then you get to celebrate some of those more little used cards. And then the other thing was just kind of smoothing out prizing. So if the prizing structure for these kinds of events is more even, like there's participation prizes and, coming in first place only gets you a small amount more prizing than coming in last place. It's more about just playing and having a good time and trying to increase overall participation.
Right, because you won the tournament and you had that feeling like, I got too much from this. It was just a fun time. Like, I don't need to have a bigger prize than other people because we were all just here for a good time.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I enjoy the puzzle. This is something that we were talking about. I really enjoy the puzzle of trying to make the best deck I possibly can within the given constraints, right? Like, it's not super fun for me to be like, well, I'll just make like a bad deck and play that, right? Like, that doesn't sound that much fun. I want to at least have that alternate win condition of like, oh, I want to get this really cool combo off. Or I want to make the best possible deck that features Donald Duck or whatever.
It's a really interesting conversation, right? It's something where, it's the two different mindsets about the game, I guess, and what two different people find to be relaxing. You find it to be relaxing to build a competitive deck, and some people find it relaxing to build a silly deck. You never know. It takes all kinds to play Lorcana. I wish I could have gone. I was trapped in a school building directing Beauty and the Beast. I shouldn't say trapped. It was a good time. We're having a good time. It's going to be a great show.
How's that going, directing Beauty and the Beast?
It's going so well. The kids are very cute. They're doing a really good job.
We built the set this weekend.
We sure did. Yeah, we're still dusty from it right now as we record this podcast. It's so much fun. Beauty and the Beast is a huge show. I mean, you can imagine, listener, just staging Be Our Guest in real life is a little hard to wrap your head around. And then you also think that there's also the song Gaston, and then there's also the song Belle. And then there's also Something There, which in the movie is a montage. So, like, what? The end of the show where the Beast and Gaston fight and Gaston falls off of a castle.
We're trying to figure out the staging of that right now and marrying that to the set to the point where we're working on maybe hinged balconies that collapse so that Gaston can like break through the set and fall safely onto these mats. It's just a whole technical conundrum.
Yeah, it's a wild time. But the fun thing about it is that with a show like this, all of my students know Beauty and the Beast because they've seen the movie and they like it. They like that, Disney IP as everybody does. And they can really connect with it. So when we're doing Be Our Guest, they're excited about bringing that scene to life, and it's a cool thing to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun, and when it's done, I'll sleep for a week.
Anything else going on in the world of Lorcana for us?
Oh my gosh. Well, big shout out. Shout out.
That's quite a sound effect.
It's time for a shout out.
I have not delivered on my promise to make that soundboard.
No, it's happening. We're building it piece by piece. Instead of building the Beauty and the Beast set, we're going to stop and we're going to build a soundboard just for those sound effects.
Well, who are we shouting out?
We're shouting out the Lorcana Muses. If you have not listened to the Lorcana Muses yet, you definitely should. Once you finish this episode, pop on over to them. They are really cool creators.
Really like the vibe. Very chill. They remind me a bit of the Live Laugh Lorcana vibe. It's a chiller, more easygoing kind of presence than something like maybe Podcana. Kind of the opposite of Podcana.
Yeah, it has a welcoming vibe, right? It's a lady-friendly kind of a vibe to a Lorcana podcast, which is hard to find. You just asked them a question, actually, this past week.
Yeah, they were soliciting questions on Twitter, so I asked about caring for their card collection, given the fact that they live in an extremely hot part of the country down in Arizona. And they responded on their most recent episode, and they were saying that they have had cards melt, and they've had binders like melt and fuse to the cards and stuff. And so they kind of constantly have to be thinking about how they're going to care for the cards and like where they're going to bring them. If they're going to play somewhere later in the day, they have to make sure that they're taking them inside and things. It's like a constant struggle.
Wow, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. That's like very scary. We don't have that problem at all up here.
All I can say is thank goodness we withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord. And that's as political as we're going to get on this podcast. Oh, boy. On that note, let's go get some food.
Yeah, we're starving. Hello?
Hi, Helga. How's it going?
It's good.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
What is that?
Oh, this?
What are you displaying on your hand there?
This is ring.
What kind of ring?
I have to go deliver more food. Here's your green wings. Enjoy. What was that? Was that an engagement ring?
I think it was. I think she wanted us to ask about it, but then as soon as we did, she got really embarrassed.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow, they've moved right along, haven't they? It's only been a few months.
Look, if that's really an engagement ring, I'm very happy for them.
Yeah, Francois and Helga, good for them. A match made in heaven.
Goodness. Wow, look at these wings.
Look at these green wings.
Yeah, they're like a green chile verde sauce.
Oh, yeah, cool. I don't ever want to see these again.
Whoa, who's that? Who's that over there? They ordered green wings
God,
too.
It's Sean and Tiff. They're fighting again.
I'm just saying that you don't understand where I'm coming from.
I understand perfectly where you're coming from. All you care about is winning the game. All you want to do is win the game. You don't care if it's the same thing for me getting beat down by a little green bird over and over again.
Isn't that the point of the game? Aren't you supposed to win?
Not all the time. You're supposed to lose some of the time. Like, well, we played 50 games this week. I ain't won one.
Yeah, well, that's because you aren't playing the right deck.
It's a crazy, powerful card. How come I can't draw cards like that? You're drawing cards every time I draw cards, and you draw your own cards.
Oh,
What's
I'm
with
sorry.
that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is Diablo made out of metal? Are you not able
What are you talking about?
Do you not have Brawl?
No.
Fire the cannons?
No, I just
Teeth
want to
and
play my
ambitions?
princesses.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to play Brawl.
You want to play princesses?
I want to play my Amber Sapphire Princess deck. That's all I want to do. And I can't, because the little green bird. And even when I try to play the other cards, when I try to play my Brawl, when I try to fire my cannons, when I try to use my teeths and my ambitions, you put the bird in a cove. You put him in the cove, and then they can't do nothing to him. You put him in the cove. Oh, he's got 3 strength now. Can't be Brawl. I try to Brawl him. You say, now you got to Brawl your guy. I try to Brawl Diablo. And then you made me hit my own Minnie Mouse. You said, oh, Diablo's not a quote-unquote legal target. And then you made me Brawl my Minnie Mouse. Because you're a jerk. You're a jerk, Tiff.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Does the hidden cove make everybody immune? Is he immune, Sean? Does it look like he has ward?
He doesn't have ward, but he might as well. I fire the cannons. It says, oh, he's got 2 willpower. I fire the cannons. He's like, oh, he's still got another willpower now because he's in the cove.
You gotta get rid of the cove, Sean. And you can't just rip it in half like you did last night.
I can't get rid of the cove because you're discarding all the cards that get rid of the cove. How is it fair that you get to draw all the cards that I get to draw and you get to discard the cards I draw? It's like I ain't even playing the game anymore.
What about that guy? The mouse. The Flavisham.
Hiram Flavisham.
He draws cards.
What about him?
He draws cards
He
for you.
does draw me cards, but he draws you cards too.
So what? What do you want me to do about it? Did I make the card? Did I make Hiram Flavisham?
You know what I want you to do? I want you to stop playing the card.
Why don't I just stop playing all Okana? What, you want me to just play some boring cards now? Is that supposed to be fun for me?
I want you to play fair cards. I want you to play cards that are nice, like the princesses.
All right, let's talk about fair. Let's talk about fair. You could play Diablo too.
I don't want to play Diablo. I don't like Diablo. He makes me sick. Diablo makes me sick. He makes me positively livid. He makes all the bile in my stomach gurgle up.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want some Pepto? You want some Pepto for your Diablo?
What do you want? What do you want? Everybody to play Diablo? You want everybody to play the same deck? You want everybody to play Diablo? Why don't we just get 60 copies of Diablo and start throwing them at each other?
You know what you are, Sean?
What?
You're a sore loser.
I'm not a sore loser. You're a sore winner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're a sore winner.
Oh, you're not a sore loser. I guess you're just a loser then, Sean.
You calling me a loser?
I'm calling you a big fat loser.
You know what? I love you, but you make me mad.
I love you so much, Sean.
You make me so mad, but I still love you.
I never felt so alive,
You
Sean.
know what I want to do?
What?
I want to burn all the Diablos. I want to gather them up. I want to liquidate our life savings, buy every Diablo on the planet and light them on fire.
Wow, they sound really upset over there.
Oh my God, they're really going at it. They really
Yikes.
don't like Diablo.
I mean, I don't disagree. I also don't like Diablo.
I would go so far as to say that anybody who plays Diablo should be banned from Lorcana. Forget banning Diablo. Ban anybody who would play it.
I'm gonna take all your princesses and throw them in the trash tonight.
Don't you dare.
I will.
Don't you dare take my punzels. Lot of people who are upset about Diablo right now, huh?
I mean, I understand that. Of course, I don't want you to get rid of your Rapunzels. You love your Rapunzels.
I love Rapunzel. She's the best.
I didn't mean any of that, Sean.
I didn't mean it either. I do love playing Lorcana with you. It's just sometimes it's hard to lose over and over and over to a little bird.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Why don't you play my deck tonight?
What?
Go ahead. You can have my deck.
You're gonna let me play the discard deck?
Yeah.
And you'll play the princess deck?
Yeah.
You do that for me?
Yeah, I will.
God, I love you, Tiff.
I love you too,
I love
Sean.
you so much.
Oh, my God.
Whew, I'm glad they're doing okay.
Yeah, it seems like they've calmed down a bit. I'm still a little hungry, though. I didn't eat many of these wings. I was staring over at their conversation the whole time. Let's order a main course.
Bonsoir, madame, monsieur. Comment ça va?
We're good, Francois. How are you?
I am doing very well. I, of course, do not wish to discuss anything personal with you at my workplace. I feel it is unprofessional of me as your server. But I will instead endeavor to present your food and move on with my evening of work. Tonight we have a plate of a dozen oysters for you. They are very romantic. They are, aphrodisiac.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Because perhaps I think love is in the air.
Wow, we've got a whole plate of oysters in front of us.
There are 2 for each of the 6 ink colors.
What? That's perfect.
They're oysters celebrating the release of Azurite Sea.
Which comes out this Friday.
Ooh.
Ooh. These beautifully colored oysters in front of us are cards that we are either excited for, that we can't wait to play with. We really like the art. We think they're going to be really good in the game. They might be a game changer for the Azurite Sea.
Yeah, not necessarily the cards that we think are the best, just cards of note to us in no particular order, except for the color order. So in an order, in a very specific order, but not an order derived from any quality of the cards beyond their ink color.
Exactly. So now, in order, let's pick up these amber oysters. What have you got selected for some amber highlights?
I wanted to look at Chip and Dale, Recovery Rangers. Chip and Dale are in Lorcana.
Thank goodness.
Oh my goodness. So we're going to also read what these cards are, read out their stats and everything, because none of us are super familiar with them at this point. So this is Chip and Dale, Recovery Rangers. They are an Amber Floodborn hero, 8 cost uninkable. They are a 6 strength, 6 willpower quest for 3 character. They shift for 5, and because they count as being both Chip and Dale, they can be shifted onto Chip or Dale. They have the ability Search and Rescue. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return a character card from your discard to your hand.
They're pretty awesome. I am obsessed with the fact that Chip and Dale are floodborne and that they can be shifted.
They look so cool. This art is wild. They're in skydiving gear, skydiving / regular diving, skydiving / sea diving gear.
Yeah.
And this ability is awesome.
I think this card's going to see a lot of play.
I think it could, depending on if you want to build a whole Chip and Dale deck out. I'm most excited for the possibility of playing them in an Amber Sapphire list, because all of these, whenever you put a card into your Inkwell cards, seem to synergize best with Sapphire, of course, because you get to put extra cards in your Inkwell. So with them, you could theoretically get a Mickey Mouse Detective or a Tipo out of your discard and then play it, and then ink an extra card and then get a Tipo out of your discard and then play it, and then get a Mickey out of your discard and then play it. You can go absolutely wild just chaining these characters out of your discard pile.
Definitely. I think I say I'm excited for them and that they're going to see a lot of play because I personally can't wait to make a Chip and Dale deck.
Of course, yeah. It's been a long time that we've been hoping for Chip and Dale. Our second ever set of Dream Cards, episode 2, I'm pretty sure, was Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
So it was Wally and then Chip and Dale. We're ready for this. We are pumped.
So ready.
How about you? Any Amber card that you're particularly aware of?
Oh, yes. The card that I would like to highlight could be the cutest card that's ever hit Lorcana. Buckle up, listener, for Pooh Pirate Ship. Pooh Pirate Ship might have the best art that's ever been made. It is a 1-cost, uninkable item with the ability Make a Rescue. So exert it and pay 3 to return a pirate character card from your discard to your hand. And it has the flavor text, the friendliest ship on the Azurite Sea. Look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
Adorable. We've known about the Pooh Pirates since Piglet was introduced a few sets ago. And finally, we are capitalizing on the whole premise, the whole crew, the whole smorgasbord is coming to the game.
I just can't handle it. I just know that I wasn't built to handle this. It's too great. It's too cute. And also, I guess talking more seriously about it, I'm excited for a pirate deck. And it could be a useful item in a pirate deck. It's a cool, rare item that, if you're playing all pirates, has the potential to be useful for you. You're essentially paying 4 to just yoink a pirate out of your discard.
You can recur Piglet Pooh Pirate Captain every single turn if you wanted to.
A guy that gets banished all the time.
Going to be fun to pair that with a bunch of the new pirates, right? There are a ton of new pirates in this set, so we'll have to see how those synergies shake out.
Yes, very excited for that. Are there any other Amber cards you want to toss in here? Any other honorable mentions?
A lot. I like so many cards, so many. I did want to highlight Nani and David quickly, too.
Ooh, I almost picked them.
There's a cool synergy. Nani has really good stats. She has the same stats as Happy, but she has this added ability of being able to reduce your opponent's character strength just by paying ink. And it's not limited to once per turn, so you can just keep reducing your opponent's character strengths as much as you want. And then David is buffed by having a Nani in play. So that's really thematic and fun, and I'm really excited to see those iterations of those characters.
Definitely. My honorable mention is the 100 Acre Island. I don't know if you can tell that I'm excited for Pooh stuff or not. When I saw this card revealed, it was all I thought about for 2 days. How cute it was, the fact that it's a big tree on an island, and I just am kind of obsessed with it.
It's a pretty good card, too. What does it do?
So it is an amber location, 1-cost inkable card. It's a 1/5. It has the ability Friends Forever. During an opponent's turn, whenever a character is banished while here, gain 1 lore. Now, it's not a great location, but it's cute and cool if you have a whole Pooh pirate deck to have an island that's made for Pooh. And honestly, if you can get enough pirates there, and if they're so threatening that they have to be banished before this location, then great, you gain some lore.
It's a cool anti-control card. So if you have a whole bunch of characters on the board and Ruby Sapphire's ramping up and then they want to clear you with Be Prepared, you can just play that and move all your existing characters there and say, sure, go ahead and play Be Prepared. I'm going to gain 4 extra lore if you do.
Exactly.
How about Amethyst? How about our next color here? Do you have an Amethyst card that you're wanting to give recognition to?
I sure do. The Amethyst card that I've picked out is a 5-cost, uninkable, Mama Odie, Solitary Sage. This is a Storyborn ally sorcerer. She is a 4/5 with the ability, I've got to do everything around here. Whenever you play a song, you may move up to 2 damage counters from chosen character to chosen opposing character. She quests for 1, and she's a rare. Mama Odie. I am really excited for her because she reminds me of Belle Accomplished Mystic. And she's also a sorcerer, so I'm dreaming of a nice sorcerer Belle Odie kind of combo deck. Maybe this will happen. Maybe it would be a train wreck. I don't know, but I'm excited about it either way.
I love that her effect is repeatable. She's got really good stats. If you loaded up a deck with a few extra songs and some of those characters that enter play with damage counters on them, that could be really fun.
Yep.
She also combos really well with Teeth and Ambitions, which is one of my favorite cards, right? Because the way that the bag works, you can play Teeth and Ambitions, damage one of your characters, and then use Mama Odie's ability to move the damage from your characters to an opposing character.
Yes, give me that Ruby Amethyst any day. What about you? What have you picked out for Amethyst?
I wanted to look at Madam Mim, Truly Marvelous. This is a 3-cost uninkable character, 2 strength, 3 willpower, quest for 1, Storyborn villain sorcerer. She has the ability, Bat Gizzards, which says you pay 2 ink and choose and discard a card from your hand and you gain 1 lore. There is no limit to this ability.
Wow.
So at the end of the game, you know how Amethyst can have a whole bunch of cards in their hand?
Sure do.
You can theoretically say, have her on the board. You do not have to exert her, so you can use this ability immediately. So let's say you have 9 ink. You can play her and then use the rest of your ink and discard 3 cards and bam, gain 3 lore instantly.
That sounds pretty broken.
It is going to be a really interesting closer for Amethyst. Some of those really fast Amethyst decks are going to have the ability to close games pretty quickly. She'll go especially well with Sapphire, right? Blurple could really use a card like this. They already play all the Madam Mims and sometimes even like to play Dragon, so maybe there's some synergy there. And then the ability just to close a game really fast with that repeatable ability is awesome.
Wow. Great pick.
Also, in the art, she's playing cards.
Yeah, it's like Cardception.
Cardception, and there's a hidden Mickey on the chair behind her. So just a really cool card.
Thank goodness for the hidden Mickeys. I'm also excited about Genie Wonderful Trickster, that legendary card. I'm just always holding out hope that there will be a cool Genie card that's usable in decks consistently.
Well, this is the Genie that you ditch your hand every turn, but then every time you play a card, you get to draw a card.
Exactly.
Could be cool to build around. I think the other Genie's even better, though. The 4-cost evasive Genie that quests for 2 and draws you a card, that's
Yes.
a bomb Genie.
Bomb Genies all around, with fingers crossed, with bated breath. Let's move on to these kind of gross-looking green oysters.
I think it's just food coloring.
Oh, that's a good point. I'm sure they're safe to eat. What have you got picked out for these emerald cards?
I wanted to highlight Daisy Duck Pirate Captain. Daisy Duck looks so cool with these huge waves all around her. She's got like a pirate outfit on and this awesome staff, and she looks ready to go. She is a 4-cost inkable 3/3 quest for 1. She is a hero, a pirate, and a captain. And she has the ability Distant Shores. Whenever one of your pirate characters quests while at a location, draw a card. She pairs very nicely with the Donald Duck, who's a 3-cost 2/3 that quests for 3 while you have a captain in play. So I'd love to play those 2 characters together. I think she synergizes really well with things like Hidden Cove or maybe Owl Island and all of the new pirates that are in this set. So another emerald draw engine that isn't Diablo is welcome.
Yes, I almost highlighted Donald Duck until I knew you were highlighting Daisy, and we're going to chat about Donald Duck. I love the Donald Duck card. I'm very excited for him. The card that I am highlighting here, though, is Honey Lemon.
Oh, she's so good.
Yeah, so Honey Lemon is a 2-cost inkable. And she says, Honey Lemon Chemical genius. She's a 1/1, Storyborn Hero Inventor. She has the ability, here's the best part. When you play this character, you may pay 2 ink to have each opponent choose and discard a card. She quests for 2 with the flavor text, "You're going to love this." And I do. I, as we know, am not a fan of discard, but I, A, appreciate the character of Honey Lemon a lot more than that stupid bird Diablo. And I think that it's a nice balance for an Emerald player that they have to give up something in order to get their opponent to discard. I think that it's a little more even in that sense, but I still think that it's pretty good for the Emerald player.
I mean, questing for 2 is totally reasonable. An inkable 2-cost character that quests for 2 is already completely fine. So the ability to also be contributing to your discarding strategy is excellent.
Yeah, really fun.
Quick shout out to the Prince Philip Royal Explorer, who is a 3-cost character with Ward. He is a 3/2 that quests for 2. It's just nice to see an inkable Prince Philip in the same color as that Floodborn Prince Philip, who seems like he should be really good but hasn't seen play. Talk about a great shift target. That's exactly what you want. He has Ward, so he's going to sit there, and then you're going to be able to shift out that Bloodborne Prince Philip, the 6/6 evasive, quest for 3, banish all the damaged characters. I would love to see that character see some play.
Yes, definitely.
All right, move on to the other Christmas color here.
I have a strong feeling that we've selected a similar card for our Ruby. On the count of 3, let's see if we're both right.
Okay.
The 3, 2, 1. Maui Half Shark.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I knew you were going to pick it, but I'm still just so excited. I don't know that I've ever been more excited for a legendary card. Dear listener, if you are not familiar, which I don't know how, Maui is a 6-cost inkable card. Maui Half Shark. He's a 7/5 Storyborn Hero Deity. He has evasive and the ability, yes, whenever this character challenges another character, you may return an action card from your discard to your hand. And a second ability, Wayfinding. Whenever you play an action, gain 1 lore. He's a legendary that quests for 1.
Holy cow, what a bomb. Yes, I wanted to talk about this card. I had to be, boring or predictable and make this my selection because this card is insane and so cool and so fun.
Like, it's an inspiring card, if that's not weird to say about it. You look at it and you can't wait to build around it.
His abilities synergize so well with each other. The art is hilarious. He just does so much. He's a must-remove character. He's this wonderful engine that sits there and is going to quest for 1. And if your opponent opens up one of their characters to being challenged, then there's going to be a payoff for it.
He's a 7/5. That's a big butt and a big head. And I will say, as the half shark has a bigger head than butt, I appreciate that he also has more
Head
strength
than
butt. More head than butt, some would say.
Yeah.
I would like to give a shout out to Goofy Flying Goof. I just love a good rush evasive Goofy. And a shout out to Mickey Mouse Pirate Captain. Again, I'm really excited to build a pirate deck, so anything that's going to help me do that and make all my pirates stronger, I'm excited for. Also, the art of Pirate Mickey is, sick.
I think we're actually getting a good Raya in this set.
Ooh, yeah.
About time. The Raya says that whenever you ink a card, you can ready one of your other characters and they can't quest. But just a really well-statted Raya that seems like she has an ability that's really flexible and could find her way into decks. I'm excited for Raya to have a little bit of a comeuppance. She also might be my favorite enchanted.
Wow.
So really looking forward to trying to accumulate a playset of Mauis as soon as we possibly can and maybe scoop up an enchanted Raya along the way. How do you feel about the enchanteds?
I'm not totally sure yet. I don't want to poo-poo it because I really like that they've taken a chance, and I like that it feels connected to the story of Lorcana, right? That they're character sketches and it's a different style of animation or a different step in the animation process. So I'm really trying to hold back until I see one in real life.
I am really excited, and I want to support their undertaking as much as I possibly can because I would so much rather they take a risk like this. And yeah, maybe some people don't like it as much as some of their other enchanteds, but I would much rather that than have every single set look like the Shimmering Skies Enchanteds, say, which were great. Love the Shimmering Skies Enchanteds. They were beautiful, yeah? But the fact that they're willing to take risks on these enchanteds and constantly reinvent them and make each set feel really unique, I love that. I think it's so good for the game. It makes it so exciting to see what the new style's going to be. And it helps, I don't know, cement the memory of pulling an enchanted in your mind, right? It ties it to a set, to a particular release. So I'm on board.
I can't wait to see it. I hope we will see it many times on Friday. We'll get a good understanding of what it looks like for sure.
We can only hope.
Okay, now some people say that blue hues are the least appetizing color for food. But I'm excited to try these sapphire oysters. What have you got picked out for us?
I chose Tadashi Hamada, Gifted Roboticist. He is an uninkable 3-cost character, 2 strength, 2 willpower, quest for 2. So pretty good stat line, not too bad. You're hoping for something positive from his ability, which says, someone has to help. During an opponent's turn, when this character is banished, you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down. Then put this card into your inkwell face down. And the flavor text is, his work lives on.
Oh, love that.
Tadashi is here, baby.
Yeah, that makes me want to watch Big Hero 6 in a big way.
I love Big Hero 6 so much. A fantastic movie. So excited to see it as part of Lorcana. And this card is fascinating to me.
Yeah, you're a big Sapphire fan. I'm interested to hear what you say about this.
So what I really appreciated about it is it seems to be pushing the more aggressive Sapphire strategies that also ramp. So heretofore, there were some Sapphire cards that were focused on lore gain. Like I'm thinking of the 2 Annas, the 2 hero-based Annas that gained extra lore for your hero characters. Now, those saw some play in some kind of fringe decks. And then beyond that, it's Sapphire's the ramp color, the ramp and item color. You ramp up, you have a big item deck, you play a lucky dime, you get a bajillion lore in one turn. You couple that with something that can remove characters and you call it a day. And so functionally, all of your Sapphire decks were kind of doing the same thing mostly, right? Like Ruby Sapphire and Sapphire Steel and even Emerald Sapphire were these ramp, play items, play lucky dime, win the game, right? Most of the time. And so what I like about Tadashi is he says, cool, you can play aggressively, but as an ancillary benefit, you're going to ramp up. He is going to quest for 2 and your opponent's not going to want to remove him. So he'll do that maybe a few times before they finally decide to deal with him. And if they do decide to deal with him right away, then they're ramping you by 2 because he has a Detective Mickey effect and the Grammatala effect. I think that he is very, very strong. I'm really excited to try to fit him into a different kind of mid-rangey Sapphire archetype.
Definitely. I'm excited to see what you make with Tadashi. I have highlighted someone also from Big Hero 6, Baymax. Baymax Personal Healthcare Companion is a 3-cost inkable card, 0/4, Storyborn Hero Robot. He quests for 2, he's a rare card. He has the ability, Fully Charged. If you have an Inventor character in play, you pay 1 ink less to play this character. And he has the ability, You Said Ow. You pay 2 ink to remove up to 1 damage from another chosen character. I love this card because it's very thematic. He's even holding a life preserver in this art. He heals your characters, right? You can just continue paying 2 to heal your characters. And he works with inventors.
Yeah, and Tadashi is an inventor. I don't think I mentioned that, but all of the characters that you would expect from Big Hero 6 to be inventors are inventors, which is great.
Yes. I'm really excited to put Inventor Bell to use, hopefully, in here. That's a card that I think has gotten a little bit forgotten from time and space in Lorcana. So I'm excited to play with some inventors this Azurite Sea set for sure.
Speaking of inventors, there's a new Hiram Flaversham.
Wow!
Maybe there's that kind of mid-range inventor deck that ramps and plays inventors that get a lot of lore.
That sounds incredible. I might be a convert to Sapphire with these cool new cards. I'm also excited for Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit.
Oh yeah, Oswald's going to be awesome.
Just some cool Disney lore. Just a cool guy to have in the game. The heart of the beginning of Disney animation. So it's going to be a good time.
Oswald could be a feel-bad kind of card because you know that he's going to be flipping some lucky dimes off the top.
Definitely.
That's going to feel so horrible when your opponent pulls it off.
All right, we've only got 2 oysters left here, and they look metallic.
They look the most like oysters, I'll say that.
That's a good point. We've got some steel cards here. Now, I have only highlighted 1 card from steel, and that's the King's Sensor Core. Now, dear listener, I try to stay away from spoilers a bit before a set comes out. I like being surprised when I open up the packs. I like having some level of surprise with what's in the set in general. But obviously, for the pod and for keeping up with times, I have seen a lot of these cards before. This is one that I had not seen. The King's Sensor Core is a 3-cost inkable item with 2 abilities. The first ability is Symbol of Royalty. Your prince and king characters gain resist +1. And then Royal Search. Exert to pay 2 ink to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a prince or king character card, you may put that card into your hand. Otherwise, put it on the top of your deck. It's a rare card. The King's Sensor Core.
Very cool. I love the Queen Sensor Core, so it's cool to see the companion card in this set.
It's a card, again, that inspires me with a lot of deck ideas. Having a Prince and King deck is something that I know that we've tried in the past. We've tried to put those kinds of cards together. Maybe this is another step towards that working, towards a Pride Rock kind of a deck with the King Sensor Core, possibly. If anything, I just like the symmetry of it. I like that we have a Queen Sensor Core. I like that there's a King Sensor Core.
It's awesome when a card like that just inspires a completely new deck build. Like, you see that, and instantly you want to make a deck that wasn't possible before, where all of a sudden you're finding all of the Simbas you can and all of the Benjas you can to try to make this new archetype, right? It's really, really cool. I'm a huge fan of any time a single card says, hey, make a deck featuring me.
Exactly.
And there are so many of those in this set.
What kind of a steel card do you have that's stealing the spotlight? Ha 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 ha. Insert laughter here.
Jeez. I chose Kakamora, Long Range Specialist.
Ooh.
This card's so funny. It's just a little Kakamora sitting on top of another little Kakamora, and they're like shooting a little blow dart. And it's a 1-cost uninkable, 0 strength, 2 willpower, quest for 1, storyborn, and importantly, pirate, with the ability A Little Help. When you play this character, if you have another pirate character in play, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character or location. The flavor text is, they're very good at making trouble.
Yes,
From
it's
Maui.
true.
Yeah. So, is this card amazing? This little common, this little uninkable 1-cost common? I don't think so, but it could be really fun. It reminds me of a Hearthstone card called Penflinger, which seemed innocuous and then became so incredibly annoying and I think was nerfed like 3 times.
Yes.
So, the idea that you can play this and then bounce it and replay it, and it only costs 1, it could be really, really good.
Wow, I haven't thought about Penflinger in a long time. Yes, I think that definitely has the Penflinger kind of aesthetic, and I think it's going to be just as annoying.
Paying 1 to deal 1 damage is good. It's just a question of whether or not you can make it really pay off. You do have to build around it to some degree because you have to have another pirate in play. But you could play one of these and then play another one of them and then bounce the first one and then play it again. And then play Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo and bounce it again. And all of a sudden, you're just like flinging damage everywhere. I feel like this card could be pretty good.
Definitely.
It's really fun. And again, it's one of those cards that makes me say, oh, how do I make this card very strong? How do I build around this? How do I feature this in an interesting way? Ruby, Steel, Pirates, here they come.
Oh, boy, I can't wait. I am stoked for Azurite Sea. Friday can't come soon enough.
What decks are you going to build first? What are you most excited for? Let's just talk about a couple real quick.
Pooh Pirate.
Pooh Pirates, aggressive Pooh Pirates. Those are coming, huh?
Pooh Pirate. Pooh Pirate. That's all I want. I also want to build a sweet Maui Shark deck.
Totally. Maybe Ruby and Emerald, and you play a whole bunch of actions and gain a bunch of lore?
Yeah, Christmas could be really cool. I think that's what I have my eye on the most. What about you? What are some decks you're excited to build?
Well, there are a lot of new toys for Sapphire Steel, and so I will probably continue to play that deck and try out some of the new toys. There are a whole bunch of them. The legendary Wreck-It Ralph looks really cool. There's a Jim Hawkins. The 2-cost Jim Hawkins is kind of perfect for that deck. So I will definitely be updating that. I do also want to play Maui, of course. And then I would love to play some pirates. I mean, 'tis the season, right? I think that the Daisy and the Donald and the Wendy, and there's just so many cool pirates that are begging to be put in a deck together. So
I can't wait to see what we pull, what legendaries we get, how that influences what we play, to see the decks that other people at our store make that we play against on that first day. We're going to get a big shot of what this expansion is like.
yeah, we're opening up 2 booster boxes and a trove on that first day. And I'm going to have to wait until you get out of school to open any of that.
No, you should open one before I get out of school.
Nope, I am waiting. I will watch everybody else's pulls. I will root them on. I will hang out and play old decks. But I am definitely going to wait for you to get out of school, and I will be so excited when you finally do.
Oh my goodness.
So many of our metamates have taken the day off from work to hang out all day, and myself included, so I'm really excited.
It's going to be a great day.
Azurite Sea, here we come. Let's set sail.
Yum, yum, yum. Well, I don't know about you, but I've got oyster breath.
Yep, we need a minty dream card, and perhaps a naval-themed dream card.
Ooh, look at who we have right here.
We have a character from deep in the Disney canon, reaching way into the archives.
Woof! Like as far back as you could go, almost. We've brought you a character from Melody Time.
You know, Melody Time, everybody's favorite Disney flick.
And we've brought you everyone's favorite character, Little Toot.
Yeah, Little Toot.
Little Toot is a 1-cost inkable ruby card. He is Little Toot Anthropomorphic Tugboat. He's a 1/3 Storyborn ally.
He quests for 0 because he's reckless. He is reckless, Little Toot.
Little Toot.
He has the ability, Won't You Ever Grow Up? Which says, while an opponent has a character in play with 4 strength or more, this character gains 3 strength.
And he has the flavor text, I'm a big toot, just like my dad.
Yes, that is a quote from his segment in Melody Time.
Yes, it's actually a quote from his segment, which is an entire song sung by the Andrews Sisters.
This is real. The Andrews Sisters sing about a small tugboat named Little Toot. This tugboat wreaks havoc on the bay, on the Hudson River in New York. He crashes into boats that then fall over and knock buildings down and stuff.
Killing thousands for sure.
He's a really bad tugboat. He messes up really bad, and then the police drag him out beyond the limits of the ocean, beyond their jurisdiction, so they theoretically don't have to see him ever again.
Yeah, and then his dad is punished and has to tug along the garbage boat.
And the Andrews Sisters start singing about how Little Toot has disgraced his father.
Yes, yes. And then Little Toot saves a big boat that's stuck on some rocks, and he comes home a hero.
So, we have no idea why this isn't more famous.
Yeah, it should be on every piece of merchandise in Disney World, and I don't understand why it's not.
Really, it goes Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, maybe Donald Duck, and then Little Toot in terms of who everybody's favorite character is.
Yes. So we thought, what better card to honor our little friend, Little Toot?
Yeah, I'm frankly sickened that he hasn't been put in the game yet. Little Toot, the anthropomorphic tugboat.
It's disgusting that he hasn't been in the game yet. And he's not a terrible card, honestly.
No, I think the reckless ability captures his wanton disregard for human life. And then his other ability, this Won't You Ever Grow Up, he gathers his strength and tows the bigger boats. He can stand up to characters that are bigger than himself. So it kind of makes sense, I think, thematically, and, wouldn't be horrible.
No. Little Toot, toot, toot.
And of course, once he's in the game, we need a song card representing the Andrews sisters' fine work, which should also be called Little Toot.
Yeah, there should be a bunch of cards just called Little Toot, and none of them shift.
And then eventually we'll get Big Toot, Little Toot's dad.
Oh my gosh, we should have done that. Well, stay tuned for Dream Card 41.
Don't you just want to sit across from your opponent and have them look you in the eye and thwop a card down on the table and just say, Big Toot?
I'm playing Big Toot.
Big Toot, challenge your Maui.
Big Toot, challenge your Little Toot. Big Toot banishes Little Toot.
Man, Little Toot stinks.
He does. Toot, 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 toot.
What's up next time on Smorkana?
Well, next time on Smorkana, we will be changed. We will be different people because we will have experienced the Azurite Sea.
We'll have some quick hit reactions to the first weekend of gameplay for Set 6. Can't wait for that. We'll also take a look at our favorite restaurants in Disney World.
Yes, there's always restaurant news to update you all on. We'll talk about the ones to hit, the ones to miss, the best ones to play Lorcana at while you're waiting for your food to arrive, and all the other good info that you come to us for.
Follow us on social media or email us at smorkana@gmail.com. And until next time,
Keep on snacking, y'all.